Greetings, geeks. Welcome to episode 853 of Geeks in Space. I am Rob Commander Takamalda, and I am joined, as usual, today in pretend low Earth orbit by Rob Roseboom.
It's me.
And Chris DeBona.
It's me.
It's a you, Chrisio. Gentlemen, we've already got our airing of grievances, our pre-stream airing of grievances taken care of, so I guess we can...
Important.
Yeah, no, that's the most important therapeutic part of the Geeks in Space podcast that the audience never is really truly made aware of.
Mm-hmm.
The 10 minutes of bitching beforehand.
Yeah. It turns out we've all got shenanigans. Let's see. Well, the first one that we have on the list is that Blue Origin got a crumpling.
It had a crumple, huh?
It had a crumple. There was some sort of temperature problem, and some worker made a mistake, and they crumpled the upper section of one of their rockets. So, oops. I hope Jeff will be okay. Like, I hope that doesn't hurt his pocketbook. His spending money.
It's natural as you get older that you get a little bit of crumpling. You know,
for sure.
It's completely reasonable.
Yeah, those rockets quite aren't as robust as they used to be.
No, that never happens.
You can still use them.
Honey, that never happens to me. Yep. So there's that. And then the next one that I thought was pretty funny is that the Beastie Boys they got the gold record, unsurprisingly, for Paul's Boutique, which I don't know if I've ever stated that before, but I think that's one of the best albums ever made, and it's one of my favorites, and I listen to it a lot.
I gotta agree. It's a wonderful album.
Yeah, third.
So, I knew it was a controversial take to, express my appreciation for one of the most well-regarded.
Are you trying to sabotage their achievement?
I am.
The men of our certain age would like Paul's Boutique. That is
Yeah, it's shocking. It's like as controversial as suggesting that perhaps Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band is a good album. Controversial. But anyway, they took it apart and they played it, which is kind of awesome. And it turned out that it wasn't actually their own album. It was just like all like classics, like Sinatra and Anka or something. Like jazz standards. It was I don't have the article up, but it was just random other music, which kind of made me sad. Seems like the RIAA could have spray painted a real album and not just copied one of their old ones.
Well, in some ways, like the Voyager record, of course, the Voyager record.
What?
Imagine if they just took that and spray painted that gold. That'd be all right. Or if it's for Paul's Boutique, they should take Paul's Boutique and add the Voyager record stuff. And there
they could have put Paul's Boutique on Voyager, except that was like a decade or two early.
Yeah, it's true. But future deep space probes that will go into the heliopause,
they deserve to listen to B-Boy Bouillabaisse.
Exactly.
Or Eggman.
Yeah, I'm looking up the track list as we're talking.
Yeah, woke up in the morning with peculiar feeling, looked up and saw egg dripping from the ceiling. I am not going to ever be a professional rapper, despite my best interests.
What?
I know. My two long-term career goals, lead guitarist for epic rock band and hip-hop rapper on par with Eminem, neither of these things are ever going to happen. Just really.
Eminem came from Detroit, 8 miles, not very far from you.
I know.
You could have been this generation's Eminem.
I was really annoyed because Jack White is playing like 3 miles from here, and he went on sale with like 400 tickets, and they sold out in like no time. I was mad.
Okay, let's continue.
So California woman was getting her mail stolen, so she mailed herself an AirTag.
Porch pirates.
She got the porch pirates. And I kind of love that stuff. So you can use AirTags are great. You can use it to catch porch pirates, airlines stealing your luggage. Really anything. Yeah. So many good uses.
It's a hell of a damn product.
It is.
Yeah. I mean, I gave Franny like another 4 of them over Christmas. She's like, oh, I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna put it here. That's when she travels, tracking everything. So
I have one attached to my TV remote control because my children are prone to losing my TV remote control. Although I just got a Roku and it beeps. Like, it has a thing that you can make it beep. And I'm like, well, why hasn't every remote control since the dawn of time been able to beep?
Yeah. Well, Roku, it beeps every time it shows an ad to you too.
Oh, does it?
It's the next bag,
They have products very similar to that you can use to put on your pets.
Oh.
For instance, like your cat, if you have, say, a cat moving to a new place and has to live with 2 gigantic dogs and is freaked out and you're not sure if she's around someplace, you can attach a disc to her that when you press a button, it plays a song so you can find where she's hiding.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's
keep going.
All right. So we got Goat Simulator Remastered, and the trailer. Chris, you shared this trailer. It is quite a plethora of reference.
So the original Goat Simulator MMO trailer, it literally shows a developer going in Unreal, doing a drop down that doesn't exist, say convert to MMO. They have wonderful trailers, and this one is just like, it's basically like slagging on every cash grab remaster that's happened, and it's just so funny.
Yeah. No, it's. Let me get a screen grab there.
Yeah.
There we go. Thumbnailed, guys. Nice. I just like all the references to all the other games. Like those are people who know their deal. Good on you.
Yeah.
Good on you.
And then there's the it struck me in the knee. Skyrim.
Yep. Yeah. There's Skyrim. There's Red Dead.
This goes by like 4 times and it glitches like crazy. It's hilarious.
Pretty great. Oh, they have the weird painting, the screwed up painting. That's great.
Yeah, it's very funny.
That's great.
And like, face errors, neck errors.
Yep. And like,
so good.
But the other thing that they did, which I think is, I always am a sucker for, is when you love and hate the goat hooves. You know what? Let me screenshot that. That's a better screenshot.
That should be yes.
Okay, let me go back and let me get it to the brighter frame.
I really like that they mix and match character designs from different eras. Some of them are really polygons and really well textured, and some of them are just garbage. It's great.
Where'd that damn feet
It's
go?
okay. I already got it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
It's all good, Chris. It's all good. It's a fun game, and I probably won't buy it. I do want to get Star Wars Outlaws, but that was like $120 for the pre-release. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna wait a few weeks and pay $20 on sale. Although I need to find a review to decide if I want to get it for PlayStation 5 or PC. Let's see. NASA, this is now 6 days old, but they've decided that they have to eject the Starliner and send it to Earth without a crew. And they've confirmed that the plan is that they're going to go home in February on another SpaceX crew capsule. It's confirmed now. So they'll have been up there for 8 months.
That's insane. I mean, I was listening to a podcast, I think yesterday. I think it was a podcast that pointed out, like, this is basically not quite to the extent, but this is almost the plot to The Martian.
Yeah.
Right? And think about, in that movie, the world pulls together to save astronauts a little bit, right? I understand it's not quite the same, Chris, but it's in the same vein.
I get it. There's a lot of drama, human drama.
And people trapped in space.
But
nobody's coming back together. No one gives a shit. We are talking about a lot. Occasionally the story gets out, but no one's in the street saying, like, why the fuck aren't we bringing these astronauts back home? And what are we doing?
Worse still is the fact that they probably had to promise Elon Musk that they would like retweet some shit on the NASA, to get it done. It's like,
this represents like what, 2-3% of these people's adult lives? I mean, this is crazy.
Wow. It's just,
it's a lot, man.
It's a lot.
And the worst part about it is while they're up there, at no point will they be allowed to drive 5 hours to cut off a whale's head.
Yeah. Well,
exactly.
I also,
where's the recreation?
Skip too far ahead, but I also feel like part of their issue was that Boeing just sees this as a huge PR nightmare that they didn't want to deal with.
Yeah.
I think they could be here way sooner if they were just like, send whoever. Yes, send whatever you can. Get these people out of here. But anyway.
Yeah. It's amazing.
So, cutting off whale heads with a chainsaw, that's illegal?
Thanks, Obama.
This guy is, I know everyone's calling Republicans weird, but this guy has always been a weirdo. What a weird guy. It's like, yeah, I figured I'd skin the bear and I'd let him pretend to eat me. Yeah, get a selfie of me with me chopping off a whale's head. It's like, dude, you maybe should stay out of the public eye.
Yeah. Well,
maybe get a therapist.
There's like pictures of I don't know, Don Jr., I think, like with like rhino tails and stuff. Like he's just standing there looking like an idiot.
He's a big
holding
game
a knife. Oh, cool. It's cool that you did that.
Different than this.
They're just like us.
He's paying those countries to go and hunt those animals there, and they rely on that money. Right? I mean, that's just the truth of it.
Sure.
This dude just hears a dead whale and is going to go cut the head off.
He's really just a murder. He's sort of like a turkey vulture. He waits for them to die.
Oh, there's a dead
or he hits them with his car. Let's get real.
There's a dead thing. Let's mutilate it.
Yeah, he's really into mutilating corpses.
Yeah, we got a dead thing. Call RFK Jr.
Yeah, it's like how there's a rumors that JD Vance had his way with a Davenport.
That's
the D and JD Vance stands for, by the way. What is it about these guys? They have like weird fetishes. RFK Jr. is clearly he's like, could you just lie real still to all his girlfriends?
Right.
This guy's a fucking weirdo. They're so weird, dude.
I love it. It's great.
Like Trump wanting to get hit on the butt by a magazine with his face on it. What's going on up there? What is going on?
Don't kink shame our president.
I don't want to yuck on someone's yum, as everyone's been saying lately. But like, if you want high office, maybe just the people without significant issues, mentally. Just saying.
I begin to think that everybody has significant mental issues if you dig hard enough down. But I think if you're born into that level of wealth, I think it's pretty likely you're gonna do some weird stuff.
So
if you don't have any
I was cleaning the toilet yesterday, and I reflected that of the people running for president in high office, how many of them have ever cleaned a damn toilet?
That was my favorite thing about Tim Waltz. Is when they were interviewing.
That guy's cleaned a lot of toilets.
Right. Well, when they were interviewing him, it's like, well, when was the last time you were alone? He's like, well, I went to Menards and got air filters for my furnace yesterday. It's like, all right, yep. You're just a dude. You're just a dude.
Yeah.
All right. So the next one's actually a little weird, and I don't want to dig too hard on it, but
so weird.
So the story is a prominent accessibility advocate. This is like a famous Twitter person, but it turns out never existed. And there's a pattern of this, and this is a really weird situation because this person was like an advocate, and like apparently did like helpful work, like raising awareness for accessibility issues, but was apparently a creation of somebody else, like an avatar, maybe, if you're being nice about it. I don't know.
This is so weird.
This is a weird story, and it's worth reading it.
It is a weird one too, because I don't know how I feel about it. Like, it's a little bit like the Oprah book club guy who got shit canned because he lied about being the drug addict in that book.
Yeah, it's like, but you wrote a book.
And part of me is like, but if that book moved you and got you off drugs itself, does it matter if he was that thing at all? I mean, is this the message of the book so tied to the fact that that guy personally experienced those things that it invalidates the truth of it? I mean, this is sort of the same way.
It is.
chances are you were never going to meet this person. You were never going to meet Susan Banks.
Yep.
But does it matter if she was real or not, if the message is a true one?
Right. That's why this is
it's weird.
This is a weird story.
It's just weird.
And, you know, moving forward into the future, like, it's not even going to matter because all these things are just going to become like AI personas anyway. Because like we're talking about how people are weird, you know, real people are weird. We're just going to start using AIs because they, you know, we can just make sure that they're bland. And, you know, your PR face of your corporation will just be generated by an algorithm because they're not going to mess up, at least in theory. You guys ever watch, are you guys familiar with the Benchy, the boat 3D printer thing? So this is just great.
We're men of the world.
Yeah. Worldly, familiar with 3D printing. This lady printed a Benchy in under 2 minutes, but you should skip like halfway through and just watch how fast this thing is going.
It's going so fast it's like going to shake the table.
Yeah, you like, she needs a higher speed camera to record what's happening. Now skip to the end and look at the fine quality Benchy that she has produced.
I mean, what's also interesting, look over here on the right. She's basically running a leaf blower to help it solidify.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's not the highest quality Benchy. Here, let me go a little back a little bit.
But I want it now.
It's so cool. What's really funny about this too is the thing she's using as a timer is a Steam Deck, and she's installed Windows on it. It's like, this is the best troll I've seen. It's so good. People are like, oh my goodness, that's going so fast.
Effort was expended.
They're like, I can't believe that these steppers can even do this. Like, look at the fat heat sinks on every single motor and fan. It's like, they're like, oh, you're gonna need some cooling.
You committed.
And then she takes a Steam Deck, and that's.
You committed
and like
to it.
The camera falls over midway, just in the beginning here, because it's going so fast. It knocks the camera over. Here, the big moment's coming up.
All right. Well, I hope we don't. Drop my camera.
She's like, oh, let me pick that up. And,
no. That's why we know it's like when you do a speed run, you know she faked it because that's why the camera fell. Like, it's a scam. Like, you know, when the guy plays Super Mario Brothers and sets the world record, but you don't even notice that he's not even looking at the screen half the time.
I think she is the true absolute legend.
I think you might be right. Yeah, so, that's pretty committed. Yeah. So the HDMI Forum, they blocked AMD's HDMI open source Linux drivers. I'm not aware of this because at this point in 2024, I don't think I have a Linux machine that I'm even running X11 on anymore. I have tons of Linux boxes, but they're all headless. And I was not aware that the AMD cards were having difficulties running at 4K 120 hertz or 4K. They had 240 hertz. I know that the HDMI 2.1 specs are annoying. Yeah. But apparently AMD did the effort. They wrote the code, and now the HDMI Forum won't let them release it.
Nope. It has I'm sure the secret keys that let you do HDCP over an HDMI 2.1 link, and that's it. Yep. You know, they're like, sorry, we're not going to let people do that.
Guys, I'm beginning to think that maybe copyright over a cable like that isn't a cool idea, and it might adversely affect innovation.
Frames win games, bitches. How many frames am I losing because of this crap? But yeah, no, it's so, you know, they're like, okay, I guess revert back to DisplayPort, everybody. Yeah. And the nice thing about this is for the nice thing. Nice. The only saving grace is if you look at the internal connectors on, say, Steam Decks and other laptops, they're all using DisplayPort over that thin standard flexible circuit board thing. So it's like, yeah, this is crappy. It's just crappy because it keeps, you know, because DisplayPort tops out at like what, 4K 120. Yep. I don't remember exactly what, but it's
in that vein.
Yeah.
I know this only because I've been wanting to get a 4K 240 hertz monitor, and I don't have. I actually have an AMD card in this machine, but my Mac won't do it.
Yeah. Well, Apple hates you anyway.
Well,
I'm sure Apple is one of the ones voting to screw over Linux people.
Yeah, for so many good reasons.
Yeah, they get extra points. It's like when Zen's power company, kills the power.
Yeah,
like, ooh, this is what we do.
He's on the list. He's on the list. Made me grumpy. Another one to make you grumpy. Anand Tech is shutting down. 27 years old.
Well, they're keeping the site up. In the
they're
forums,
doing the right thing. They're leaving it in a static. It's just
like too bad.
That's an interesting one because I don't know if they are older than Slashdot, but they are definitely like within a few months. 27 years, man. That's right when Slashdot was starting. So I guess we got to get the Slashdot death clock going. Anyway, congratulations to everybody who did that for 27 years. I don't know how good it was for the last 10 or 15 years, but we linked to Anantech a lot back in the day.
A lot.
So you guys both remember the WoW signal, right?
I believe so.
That's they found that, not at Arecibo, they found that at the Very Large Array, right?
Yeah, the VLA. Yeah.
Magnum, no, Anand left Anantech a long time ago.
A while ago.
But, all of the greatest websites ever created, eventually the founder has to leave.
Children must murder their parents to succeed.
That's right.
Wait.
So there's a paper that was posted about the WoW signal, and they are now theorizing that it was some radiation hitting a hydrogen cloud. Yeah. And so this is apparently the best explanation. So guys, it's not aliens. Wow. It's never aliens.
The WoW signal was like the first recorded instance of a maser-like emission of the hydrogen line. God, it's a sexy sentence, isn't it?
No.
I think it's a very sexy sentence.
We think sexy means different things.
A maser, a microwave amplified by stimulated emissions of radiation. The radiation source is what? That's very exciting.
It's very exciting, but is it sexy?
A maser-like emission of the hydrogen.
Oh, never mind. Then you're right. I didn't realize it was maser-like.
Yeah, no. It's not saying there was a maser.
No, because
it's saying that the hydrogen line was enhanced through a radiation event, probably a supernova.
Oh God, we should end this podcast so I can have some alone time. It's so sexy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I made the mistake of chugging a big old swallow of coffee right after I said that. All right. So guys, you know how when you're on Xitter and you click on a link to a bunch of racist stuff, and it's just like, that's fine, I don't care. You can go to link to racist and fascist stuff, and I don't even notice. But when you click on an NPR, and it warns you that the site might be unsafe. That's going on now. NPR.
X's.
Yep.
Oh my. Used to be so much fun.
Yeah. I was thinking about that the
other day.
And it
was specifically the link to Trump. Basically, here, let me describe it this way. It's like he's RFK Jr.ing at the Arlington Cemetery.
Wait, they keep whales there?
I can do what at Arlington Cemetery? I can go give thumbs up and push people around. Let's do it.
They got a chupacabra over there. Let's go see if we can make it into a hat.
Something's going on up here. Don Jr.'s like, hey, I heard they got like animal parts lying around here.
Does he have like a cowboy accent?
No, that was him stoned or something.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
The rumor is that he indulges in certain powdered forms of recreation.
I've heard that rumor, but I guess I've also heard that rumor about our fearless leader.
Which one?
DJT, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a rumor.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never heard.
Especially in the 80s. I don't know. I mean,
I don't know. There was that expose that everybody was all methed up, or uppers, stimulants, whatever.
Yeah, they were doing a lot of stimulants, and Provigil was getting, sent out. But
I got to tell you, if I had a job that was important, I'd be on Adderall all the time. But I don't need Adderall to be here.
But would you be on methamphetamine?
Probably not. Probably not. That might be where I draw the line. So yeah, anyway, Xitter's doing great. Everything's fine there. Don't worry about it. It's definitely not a billionaire trying to put his thumb on the scales. Not at all. Rob, this next one's you. This is the mice on the remote island.
Oh no.
Yeah. So this has been happening for a while. They introduced mice to this island, and there's videos all over. At first, they just ate all the bugs, all the invertebrates, all the lizards, and then they started eating these albatross eggs. And then they figured out that if they go and chew on certain parts of albatrosses, they will give them horrible infections. They'll destroy the joints. They'll bleed to death, and they can't move away. And the mice just literally cover them and eat them alive. The albatrosses have no idea what to do. They just sit there and like get eaten alive.
And we're not evolved for this.
So it is wiping out all these seabirds, all of everything there. So they put cats on the island, and that took care of some of the mice for a while. And then the cats just started eating baby albatrosses, go figure. So they killed all of them. And now their plan is they're going to drop a giant rodent-side bomb. They're just going to poison everything on the island. And I'm sure that won't have negative consequences.
No, it'll be fine. You can do that.
Yeah. So my question is, it seems like these albatrosses are a year-round resident of Marion Island. It's not like they migrate away and they can rodenticide it and then they can come back to a perfectly clean island kind of thing.
It's a breeding ground. So, and some of it overlaps. So a lot of the year, and a lot of them use the same nests. So
yeah,
they're concerned about some of that.
I don't know. I mean, so we have rat baits on our property, and they have like small holes, so only small, things can get into it. Little field mice, that kind of thing.
Small children.
But like every once in a while, we'll find like a possum, a small baby possum carcass, frankly, from consuming the rodent side, which is probably what thallium, based. And it's one of those things. I don't want them to kill the bunnies because I love my bunnies, but the bunnies don't seem to go in there, so it's okay. But like, what rodenticide doesn't kill everything else, for it to be effective, Like if you sprinkle rat poison all over the island, which is what they're talking about doing, how do you keep that from affecting the birds exactly?
I mean, I would suggest a Thanos snap. Just kill half of them. Can we do that? Is that something that's in our skills?
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, does rodenticide have an expiration date where it stops being a rodenticide, and turns into, I don't know, a nice parfait?
Delicious.
Yeah.
Media. Last night I watched Twilight of the Warriors: The Walled City, which is a kind of kung fu ninja thing. It's like a Hong Kong action flick set in the 80s, a bunch of triads and kung fu, and it's totally watchable. It's fun. It's not the greatest movie or anything, but I kind of was thinking a lot about it though, because when you watch Jackie Chan and you're all like, he might have really hurt himself, or he had to do this like 50 times in order to get this, like, and you have a certain amount of respect for that. This one, like, there's a lot of stunts that like they look like they really hurt, and then there's a lot of other stunts that are very clearly CGI. Or camera tricks or wire work or whatever, and not nearly as impressive. And I don't know, that kind of made me feel like I wasn't as invested in the effects, but it was a fun enough watch. The story is fun. Long Legs is the new Nicolas Cage.
Yeah,
he plays the freaky scary, and I gotta tell you, man, that's a freaky scary. But it's kind of like she's like a Silence of the Lambs.
About spiders?
No, not on the slightest. It's
that's a logical conclusion.
It is
serial killer thing.
Yeah, it's sort of like
it's a little supernatural.
Yeah, it starts off like a little bit of Silence of the Lambs and a little bit of Zodiac, but then it kind of goes into a different direction, which is interesting. And don't read up on it. Watch it if you want to watch a creepy. But I mean, it's Nicolas Cage in full-on maximum weird mode.
maximum Nicolas Cage.
Most Cage.
I mean, that's okay for some things.
Yeah. And in this particular case, like, I could see you going either way. Like, if you like enjoy the weird, this really leans in on the weird. But it's got some fun ideas. And the other thing that they do that I thought was really smart is they like the rules of what's happening are intentionally kept very, very, very vague. So everything is kind of left up to your imagination. And I like that. It's not like they're explaining it all and everything wraps up at the end with a nice tidy little bow. It's not that kind of thing. Do Revenge is Maya Hawke. It's like it's a couple years old. It's sort of a Heathers / Mean Girls, but present day, because you got to remake the girl revenge movie every couple of years. It's like a genre. Sure. It's like a genre. It's fun, but it gets a little boring at the end. There's like a revelation every 10 or 15 minutes, and then by the time you get to the last one, it's like, can this just be done now? But that was just me. I watched How to Steal a Million, which is an Audrey Hepburn movie from 1966. And I watched it because it's the first movie scored by John Williams.
Oh,
and it's a charming and fun little movie. It's
is it set in Monaco? Where is it set?
Monaco or France or Paris.
It's very Parisian.
But it's like her father is an art forger, and she meets Peter.
Aren't all of our fathers?
Right, and she meets Peter O'Toole, who's an art thief.
I love that guy.
Yeah, so it's charming. I'm not going to tell you it's like the greatest thing or anything, but it's got a John Williams score, and
I bet it's wonderful.
If you watched it in the 60s, I imagine there weren't as many rom-coms to choose from, but it hits all the notes.
And she dresses in Givenchy. So
yeah.
The film was set and filmed in Paris, though the characters entirely speak English.
Rob, I watched one called Oddity, which might be up your alley for just another really weird, creepy. It's a couple of twins, and like one of the twins died, and her sister is blind and lives and like owns like a curio oddity shop that may or may not be haunted, and maybe she can speak with ghosts or monsters or something. And it ends up being a pretty fun little creeper story, but I enjoyed it. I think I saw some other stuff, but those were the ones that were highlights lately. Anybody find anything good?
Yeah. My kid really wanted my spouse and I to watch Scavenger's Reign.
Oh, I watched the first couple episodes of that.
It's actually really good. It's hard for me to watch that animation stuff.
It's weird.
It's super weird. They really lean in on the weird too.
Yeah.
In a way that's kind of gross. It's super gross.
No, it's a style that I've never seen done. And mad props.
I've seen it done before, but I've never been a fan of it. But it's actually a good show. But I don't like the grossness.
You don't like the gross. I get it.
Yeah, it does interfere with my ability to enjoy it.
It took Magnum 6 tries to get through Furiosa. That's not a good sign.
Oof. I would like to see it too, but man,
it's fun.
Yeah.
What about you, Zen?
It's not the worst thing, but
it's not as good as the first one. That's the problem.
I'm not sure that you need to see it at all. No one was asking for that, I guess. And Hemsworth character is so stupid.
I thought he was fun, but I can see that.
I haven't watched a damn thing. Occasionally I watch a documentary now, and I'm just way behind on everything.
Yeah.
That's no good. All right, folks. Well, we got Labor Day this weekend. I hope you labor hard.
Yeah, that's the goal.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
Or just grill meats, right? That's usually what is supposed to be done. The grilling of meats. Cool.
Yeah, it's true.
All right.
Perhaps some lamb. That'd be nice.
I've never successfully made lamb. Whenever I make lamb, I ruin it.
I'm bad. Overcook it?
Yeah, I always end up with it dry.
Yeah, there's these things called oven thermometers, and if you just don't let them get too far. I usually stick 2 in, one for thinner pieces, one for thicker, and wait for them to get to 155 and pull them and let them finish, on top of the stove.
I just have bad luck with lamb. I haven't tried it in years.
Just pack them with cumin and olive oil,
I tell you though, the Himalayan place a few miles from here makes a lamb biryani that I would eat that every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, send me a link to that place.
I'm
looking for a new place.
All right. I will do so. Gentlemen, let's say goodbye to Chris DeBona.
Bye.
Goodbye to Rob Roseboom.
Goodbye.
That was episode 853 of Geeks in Space, and I was Rob Commander Taco Malta, and I will see you some other time. Bye-bye.